Hey y'all, it's me again. So this is the second part of a three-part series, I guess, of videos that I'm making. This particular one is a story time about when I was being molested as a child. So when I was between the ages of 11 and 12, I started getting molested by an uncle. So, I'm big on emotions, being very open and friendly. So I've always been big on hugs and kisses or whatever and things like that. So one particular time when it started, well, at least when I first remember, I'm thinking that this is when it started. My uncle was cooking out on the grill at my aunt's house. And we came to visit, and you know, whenever he would greet us, he'd be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Always give us a hug. He always would give me and my sister a kiss on the cheek. I always been used to this. This was nothing new. This was no out of the blue. He started doing this, so this was a red flag anyway type of situation. It just wasn't. To me, that was normal. So he greeted me, gave me a hug, kissed me on my cheek. Keep in mind, he was drunk most of the time as well. So I just thought he was a functioning alcoholic. A lot of alcoholism was going on and running rampant on both sides of my family. So that's why I in part, don't really even indulge. I'll get a frozen margarita every now and again, but I just don't. I don't see the point in drinking. It is too much. So anyway, this particular day, he gave me a hug, gave me a kiss on the cheek like he normally does. Then he proceeded to then kiss my neck and grab my breasts. So yeah, like I said earlier, I was between the ages of 11 and 12 when this happened. So yeah, uh, since puberty started for me when I was 9, I had breasts. So they were decent size. I'm a D cup. So at that age, I think I was rounding out the C's. So yeah, I was about to be done with the C's. So I had decent size, considering that I was just a few years into puberty, and I've always had booty, hips, thighs, and breasts. So I mean, my body looked a little bit grown, and my face just looked young. So it was like, oh no, I'm looking at her face. She looks like a child, and her body looks grown. It was just puberty. A lot of my aunts and stuff, when they were younger, they were everything. I saw their pictures. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Because I mean, I'm not gay, I'm not bi or any of that, but I live for a nice physique. If you have a nice booty or something, I will be like, your booty is everything. Like I will compliment people. I don't know. I think that's just the art part of me, because I was deeply into art while growing up. So I can admire things that other people might be like, ooh, and they see it in a whole complete sexual way. And I just see it as, this is beautiful to me, without it being actually sexual. So anyway, yeah, that inappropriate crap happened. So I was like, oh no, I'm just going to kind of write this off as him being drunk as usual. And I was kind of mature for my age. So that's why in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to write this off, okay. So then it got to a point where he would kind of scope out the area and he would appear. I would go in the kitchen and get something to eat. Like, not necessarily on that particular day either. Like, at any random time after that, I would be over there at their house My mom and my aunt be catching up because they're like best friends, like really for real best friends. Talk every single day, all throughout the day. It's crazy. And they'll just be over there, and it's like he would scope out everywhere and be like, okay, her brother back there in the room playing a game, her sister in the room watching TV, she in here trying to get something to eat, let me roll up. It just every single time. So it got to a point he was always grabbing breasts, always trying to grab nipple. I'm just looking like, what's going on? I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And all this other stuff. And I'd be like, it got to a point where I'd just be like cringe and be like, and he just did not care. And he would like lean on in and be like, I don't know where you going, but I'm about to get that neck and I'm about to grab these breasts. So this went on for a while. And I was just like, man, I wish this would just stop. So something happened and he needed major surgery. And he needed a hip replacement surgery. And yeah. So before that actually happened, I was watching TV in their guest room. This is where it really went way exceptionally too far. I was watching TV. First of all, I loved going to my aunt's house because she would always be open, loving, never talk crazy to me. It's sad because even though I love all of my family, a lot of the family members on my daddy's side of the family would always read me. Always have something slick to say about my weight. Always have something slick to say about whatever I've done to my hair. Our clothes weren't up to par. Like, there was always something slick said. There was always somebody trying to go back and say something crazy. And the few people on my daddy's side of the family that I was cool with, I still dealt with them, but a lot of them I would politely be like, hey, because that's what I was taught to do. If I enter a room, I'm supposed to speak, so that's what I would do. And that would be all that I would give. That would be all that I had to give at a certain point, which you'll find out in the next video. So anyway, this particular day, he saw that I was in the room watching TV, and he made his move, or he tried to make his move. So this particular day, drunk as usual, came in the room. Yeah, what you doing in here? I said, watching TV. So I'm trying to watch the TV and ignore him. He tried to come over with me. Give me my hug. Why my hug and kiss after that? And I was like, okay. I was like, that's okay. I'm trying to brush it off like, I don't want that. I don't want to participate today. That's kind of like the vibe I was trying to rub off on him. Like, no. He was like, you gonna give me my hug and kiss today? And then it just got to the point of, dang, if this will make him get on somewhere, let me just do this. So he would go on. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Try to do that. He do what he been doing, grabbing breasts and all this other stuff. So then I'm thinking, okay, whatever. Is he gonna go on somewhere? So I'm thinking he finna leave. I'm back watching my show. He done rolled all the way up on me. He grabbed one of my legs, opened it up, and tried to put his head in between my legs. Now keep in mind, I'm still at an age where I still don't know these different things about sex and all this other stuff. I hadn't been to those sex ed classes yet. My mama hadn't told me anything except you ain't supposed to be having sex because if you do, more than likely you can get pregnant and then I ain't rocking no babies. That's all I had really been taught. So something went off in my mind and I was like I really was like, no. What we not finna do is this. So he basically, if you didn't guess by now, he tried to go down on me and perform oral sex. He was pulling at my pants and all this stuff. Keep in mind, I completely forgot to tell y'all this. Before it even got to this point, he knew he was wrong. He knew he was dead wrong whether he was drunk or not. He knew he was dead wrong to the point where he told me that if I ever say anything to anybody, that he would kill my family. Now, I believe him because he was an avid hunter. His house had guns all around it. The room that was the guest room, he had guns mounted everywhere. So I had no choice but to believe him. But this particular day, when he did what he did, something went off on the inside, and I was just like, no. I was able to kind of like push him. I guess because he was drunk. Even though he was a small person, he was drunk and he was still like strong. But I kind of like pushed past him, got up off the bed, and ran up front. He didn't follow. I don't know if he knew what was about to go down, or I didn't know. That day I was like, I'm just gonna have to get shot. I don't know. But I don't know. Something went off of me and I was like, I'm tired. And I went up there and like I was mortified. Even though it wasn't a long like run or anything, I was like out of breath because I'm like about to have an asthma attack, a panic attack, everything rolled into one because I got to tell my mom and my aunt what's been going on. So I'm trying to prep myself, and my mom and my aunt were in the middle of talking. They were like, what's wrong with you? And so I was like, I got to tell y'all something. And like, I'm like, you can hear it in my voice. My voice is trembling and everything. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like on the brink of tears and some more. So then I eventually tell them what's been going on. So my mama is instantly, I think my aunt was shook and was like, what? And my mama was like, how long has this been going on? And so I told her it's been like a year or whatever. She said, why you didn't tell us this before now? I was like, well, he told me he was going to kill y'all, so that's why I ain't say nothing. But then I told him what he just tried to do. And then it was like, well, we going to handle it. You ain't got to worry about that happening no more. I don't know what they did, but he never rolled up on me no more. He would just speak and just go into a whole nother room. I don't know if when we left that day, my aunt cussed him out, pistol whipped him. Like, I don't know what she did. But I know she ain't had no bruises or nothing on her because I was worried about what he would do to her because, like I said, he was drunk all the time. And, you know, I'm her niece. You know what I'm saying? I'm my mama is the baby of the family. So for her baby sister's firstborn child to be going through this because of her husband, that I know that tore her up on the inside. I know it did. And I had a really close relationship with her too. So I know that it was traumatic for her. So, like I said before, he ended up having to have hip surgery or whatever. So when we would go over there and visit, they had to, like, the way he was casted up, he had to be stretched out on a bed that was brought from the hospital or from somewhere because there was no way he was going to be able to get to the back of the bedroom or any of that. So he was literally in the living room. So he would say, hey, and I would completely go ahead and go where I was going to go and be done. So, you know, God can fix people better than you could ever in your life imagine that you can fix somebody, no matter how great of a plan you have devised. So, not long after that, we had literally just came from my aunt's house. And we're at we pull up and we just hear the phone ringing. We have we had a voicemail and all that stuff or whatever. And it just kept ringing off the hook and I'm just like, who in the world is calling? So mom was like, go in there, get that phone. It might be something important. So we literally, and our house is like maybe 15 minutes driving the speed limit, 20 minutes, because she lives like directly next to the pastor. Yeah, the person I was talking about earlier. So anyway, on that, I went in there and I said, Mom, the phone is for you. So she was like, all right, give me a minute to get in the house. So she get in the house. Oh, hell says, what? And so then, you know, I'm actually old enough. Well, but I mean, in country terms, I was old enough. My mom was like, y'all get in the house, lock the door. Blenda basically said that I was in charge or whatever. Don't turn on the stove, don't do nothing. I got to run back up here to your aunt's house real quick. Your uncle done died. I was like, what? just saw him. Like, what are you talking about? We had literally left their house. It seemed like as soon as we left, he was dying or something. He died. I don't know what in the world. It was like, I guess it was complications from the surgery or whatever. But he died. And yeah, I had to go to the funeral. So all his family was at the church, boo-hoo, crying, having all these little moments where they got up and said their piece. And when my mama told me that he died, at first I was like, what? And shocked. Then when she pulled off and left, it dawned on me. I don't have to worry about him getting better from the surgery and possibly trying to come for me and my family anymore. So I was happy. Like, I mean, I know it's wrong to be happy that somebody died, but he was doing the most to me. I don't know if he ever did anything else to anybody else, but if he has, the problem has been eliminated. He is no longer with us. But yeah, I went to that funeral. Everybody was boohoo crying down. I mean, had all these amazing things to say. And like one of his sons, because he had kids before he got my aunt, they were like adults. One of his sons was sitting next to me, boohoo crying all the way down. And it's like, because I'm so kind-hearted, I really did want to reach out and like, kind of like do his back like that and rub his back and be like, it's okay. But I was just like, I'm happy right now. I was just like, I really was looking around the room like these people really was falling out crying over him. Like somebody, one of his sisters or somebody was like, take me, you should have took me, Lord, why ain't you? Like people really was setting it up. I was just like, oh, when is this over with? I'm ready to eat. I'm tired. Like I was so over the funeral. I was sad for my aunt because she was gonna be alone, but at the same time, a monster was gone, so I kind of didn't care. So whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just how I felt as a child. I was like, ding dong, the evil monster is gone. But anyway, so now I'm going to record the last video, which is of the second time that I got raped. Second and last time. This will be the last of the series. So anyway, I'll see y'all in a few minutes.